when you were in dental hygiene school and you were talking about all the glorious, glamorous parts of being a dental hygienist, the one thing they probably forgot to mention, because you probably would have just ran, is the fact that it really sucks on your body. What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, hello, my name is Rachel and I am a registered dental hygienist. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 14 different ideas of what you can do to prolong your career. Now, these are in no particular order. I'm just simply going through a list of things that I personally have done or thought of or have heard of other dental hygienists doing. According to research done by the Business Insider, dental hygiene is considered the #1 most unhealthy career. Think about that. The most unhealthy career. The article states that it is because we are exposed to several diseases, sharp instruments, and radiation in conjunction with the physical strain our bodies endure in order to get the job done. Ironically enough, the top 2 reasons for work-related disability in the United States are arthritis and back pain. As a dental hygienist, arthritis is a huge concern for us because of our hands, and well, on top of that, back pain is basically our middle name. Even if you are the most ergonomically correct clinician in the world, you have the right shoes, the right chair, the loops, your position's always correct. The reality is that all patients are different and all patients have varying needs that you are required to accommodate. In a recent study that I read, which I didn't even have to read to know this, more than half of dental hygienists state that they feel stressed by their jobs on a daily or weekly basis, and 67% believe that it is due to the workload. Now, the good part of that is there is a silver lining, and the silver lining is that the stress of a dental hygienist typically doesn't spill over into our personal lives. So there's some pros. As much as people think that we just sit in a chair all day long in this beautiful, wonderful, somehow made up, comfortable position, that is so far from the truth. We are bent in weird, awkward positions to accommodate our patients so that they feel comfortable for their short appointment while we feel uncomfortable all day, every day. So, with that being said, how do you prolong your career as a dental hygienist? How do you make all this better? How do you improve this? How do you prevent all of this from happening? One big suggestion that I have, one big recommendation, is to invest in a good bed. I never realized how expensive and ridiculous beds were until we bought our house and we wanted to invest in a new bed. The bed that we had before, we had forever, and it was so uncomfortable. Now, while granted, I've noticed a big difference since we invested in a really nice new mattress. Mattresses are not a cheap date, but think of it this way: you spend a third of your life sleeping. A third of your life. That is insane to think about. So why wouldn't you invest in some quality sleep? Because that's going to affect the rest of your life for the other 66.6% of your day. Don't sleep on a rock. Now, with that being said, make sure that you are getting enough sleep. If you have to, fit some naps in there if you can. Getting enough sleep is important for your health in general, not just for your career. Not getting enough sleep causes issues with concentrating, and you need to be concentrated on your job and focused on what you're doing because you have a live human being in your chair and you have very sharp instruments, so you have to be on top of your game. And the second thing is that it weakens your immune system. You remember me saying that we have the #1 most unhealthy career because we're exposed to several diseases? Well, if we have a really weak immune system, how are we going to fight off those diseases? Bubble and Epsom salt baths. Love baths. Baths are great. Baths are like the best. Anyways, so an Epsom salt bath can be really helpful because the 2 ingredients in Epsom salt are magnesium and sulfate. And what that does is it helps to reduce soreness, stiffness, swelling, inflammation, stress, and pain. All things that you're going to be feeling. Epsom salt is a very cheap way to help improve and prolong your career. Yoga, stretching in general is so important for our careers to prolong them so that we're happy and not miserable and in pain. Now, whether you are doing a hot yoga class or you are at home doing yoga with Adrian, yoga increases your flexibility, muscle strength, it improves your posture, super important for us, it relieves stress, and it protects you from injury. Now, piggybacking on that kind of, Pilates. So Pilates not only improves your flexibility, but it improves your posture, which is great for people who have back pain. Hello, that's us. So what Pilates does is it increases your energy and your mind and body connection, that awareness, it develops core strength. A lot of our career is based on core strength. So even though we have a lot of back pain, a lot of that comes from a weak core. So your core is essentially what's holding you up doing this versus doing this, which is exactly what I've been doing for this whole video. The core muscles of your body are the deep muscles of the back, abdomen, and pelvic floor. And these are the exact muscles that we rely on to give us a strong, good posture and be able to give us efficient movement patterns. Whenever you have a strong core, the rest of your body is supported. This means that your neck and shoulders can relax, and your muscles and your joints are free to do their job and not anything beyond that. Seeing a chiropractor. Research shows that chiropractic care plays a major role in pain and disability improvements, and patients experience a better outcome with that pain and disability function for chronic and acute conditions. Now, the most common therapeutic procedure performed by a chiropractor is spinal manipulation. And the purpose of that is to restore the joint's mobility by manually applying force to those joints that have become restricted of their movement. Then we have massages, my best friend. I personally get a massage every 3 months, but I'm supposed to actually get one once a week. Massage therapy is great for relaxation, something I'm not good at doing. It eases muscle pain and neck and back strain, and it increases our range of motion. On top of that, it improves our circulation. So an improved circulation is important because it enhances the delivery of oxygen and nutrients, which helps with muscle repair. So when a massage helps you to relax, what that is doing is it's decreasing your heart rate, it's decreasing your respiratory rate, it's decreasing your blood pressure, which inadvertently is also improving your immune system, and it reduces the negative effects of physical stress. Another option is an infrared sauna. So, fun fact, we actually looked at a house and thought about buying a house that had an infrared sauna, so that would have been kind of cool, but we didn't buy it. Anyways, a sauna reduces stress and fatigue and relieves muscle aches and joint pain. So what an infrared sauna does is it surrounds you and penetrates deeply into your joints, muscles, and tissues to increase your oxygen flow and circulation, which all is very helpful with pain. Another suggestion is an anti-inflammatory diet. So we know that inflammation in general is bad, right? And the reason why that has to do with pain is inflammation primarily causes pain because the swelling pushes against the sensitive nerve endings, which in return sends pain signals to your brain. This affects how nerves can behave, and this can enhance pain. So what's an anti-inflammatory diet? What are you supposed to eat? So with an anti-inflammatory diet, you want to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and whole grains, plant-based proteins like beans and nuts, fatty fish, fresh herbs and spices, and what you don't want to eat are sweets and fried foods and soda and trans fats and saturated fats. That's what you want to avoid. Another option that we have is acupuncture. I've personally never tried this. I wanted to, but it kind of freaks me out. Acupuncture involves the insertion of very thin needles through your skin at strategic points of your body. It is a key part of traditional Chinese medicine, and it is most commonly used to treat pain. But it is increasingly becoming more popular for overall wellness and stress management. So if you're interested in having a bunch of little needles go into your skin, that can help reduce your back pain, stress, neck pain, and joint pain in your hands and in your arms. Now, the closest I've ever gotten to this was an acupuncture mat, and I will say it is pretty freaking nice. I thought I was going to be a baby and it was going to hurt so bad, but it really hurts so good. that you can do to prolong your career as a dental hygienist is to control your schedule as much as you possibly can. Don't work a double booked schedule. Don't work for a crazy prophy mill. Pay close attention to what you're getting yourself into, and don't allow yourself to stay at a crappy office that overworks you for a long period of time. If you can, make your own schedule, and if you can't, make sure that the office manager or whoever is scheduling your patients is on board with what your patients need. Not every patient is the same. Certain patients need a certain amount of times and other patients need different amount of times. Try to make sure that everybody is on board to avoid cutting yourself and your patient short. Now, of course, there's no perfect world where we can make every single patient perfect every single time, but the closest that we can get to that, the better. Huge key here is ergonomics, our favorite part of dental hygiene school that we all probably should have paid closer attention to. Now, one thing that some clinicians do is they will alternate between standing and sitting whenever they are working on their patients. Depending on the patients, yes, sometimes it is really nice to lay your patient slightly back and just stand for the whole appointment, but other times that is not really realistic because we are on our heads, I feel, sometimes more than if we were just sitting with them. So ergonomics for dentistry starts with your body being in a neutral position as much as possible. Now, obviously, this is not always the case, not always able to achieve, because sometimes patients want to fight you, or because they are difficult, or because you can't see anything that you're doing, and obviously you have to see what you're doing, but we do the best that we can. Now, ideally, you want to maintain an erect posture, sitting up and not bending over. You ideally want to work as close to the patient as you possibly can to minimize the need to overextend your hands, your arms, and your back. You want to keep your feet flat on the floor or on the footrest of a stool, and you want to adjust your stool so that your thighs are sloping slightly downward. Another option is a muscle massage gun. So unless you are big on social media, you probably have never seen this before, but it is becoming increasingly popular for people who are just really big into fitness or people who are in a lot of pain from their careers like us. So a massage gun gives you up to 3,200 percussions per minute, and it can help you to relieve muscle stiffness and soreness. It helps to increase your blood pressure and improve the overall health of your body's soft tissues. In addition to that, it also claims that it can help to prevent fasciitis. If you want to see more about this, I will leave the link to one in the description box so that you can check it out. And then the last suggestion that I have on my list for today is foam rolling. So a foam roller is just a lightweight cylinder type tube that is compressed foam. And people do foam rolling for several different reasons. And some of the benefits that you can see from foam rolling include increasing your flexibility, reducing soreness, and eliminating muscle knots, something that I seem to get a lot of. In addition to that, it reduces inflammation and it increases your body's range of motion. With that being said, foam rollers do come in several different shapes and sizes and degrees of firmness. So I guess it's just trial and error. You have to see which type of foam you really like the most. So those are my suggestions for what you can do to help prolong your career as a dental hygienist. If I forgot anything or if you would like to add anything, any of your personal experiences down below, please feel free to do that in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please make sure you let me know by hitting the like button. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, especially anything dental hygiene related, because I make a lot of them, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.